When the Imam is reciting, and let's say he recites an ayah which has a dua in it, as followers and those people who are listening to the Quran, are we prescribed to say Ameen? So let's say, for example, the Imam recites رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا وَمِنْهُمْ مَن يَقُولُ رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Should we say Ameen? رَبَّنَا لَا تُؤَاخِذْنَا إِن نَسِينَا وَأَخْطَأْنَا. Then in Surah Baqarah, should we say Ameen behind the Imam when he's reciting this dua? Now the answer to this question can be found by Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymeen, rahimahullah. Now the question is asking something that's a little bit different, but the principle is the same. The question is asking here, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu has prohibited for us to recite the Quran in ruku and sujood. Does that mean we can't use supplications from the Quran in ruku and sujood? Now in Hadith Sahih Muslim, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu said, "Ala wa inni nuhitu an aqra al-Quran raqi'an aw sajida." I have been prohibited from reciting the Quran whilst in ruku and whilst in sujood. فَأَمَّا الرُّكُوعُ, as for ruku, فَعَذِّمُوا فِيهِ الرَّبِّ. This is a place in the salah, a position where you should be praising your Lord. وَأَمَّا السُّجُودُ, as for sujood, فَأَكْثِرُوا فِيهِ مِنَ الدُّعَاءِ. Increase in dua. فَقَمِنَ أَن يُسْتَجَابُ لَكُمْ. This is Sahih Muslim. When you're making dua in the position of sujood, it is not likely that your dua will not be accepted. So the Shaykh is saying here, this is the asal. This is now we've got the origin. The Messenger of Allah has said that we are not allowed to recite the Quran in ruku and sujood. And the ulama have said that it is makruh. Some of the ulama have said that it's haram because he says here, nahitu, meaning I've been prohibited. But here, the Shaykh is saying here that there is a difference between dua and qira'at al-Quran. So you, the person who is reciting the Quran or is having the Quran recited in your presence, has to look at the person or you yourself who is reciting the Quran. Do you intend recitation or do you intend dua? So the answer for both of these questions are the same. This is the principle here. Because the Shaykh is saying here, فَفَرَّقَ بَيْنَ الدُّعَاءِ بِالْقُرْآنِ وَبَيْنَ قِرَاءَةِ الْقُرْآنِ. فَفَرَّقَ بَيْنَ الدُّعَاءِ بِالْقُرْآنِ وَبَيْنَ قِرَاءَةِ الْقُرْآنِ. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself used to use supplications from the Quran whilst in sujood. There's a narration also in Sahih that he used to supplicate in sujood, Allahumma atina fid dunya hasana, not Rabbana atina. So he's using the same dua, but now the intention is dua, not recitation. So the Shaykh gives the same example here. So for example, if a person is in sujood, he says Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, lam yaqsud bidhalika at-tilawah. لكان هذا جائزا. If a person was to say ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار in sujood, and he doesn't intend recitation, he intends dua, this is jaiz. Similarly, if a person was to say ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب, you read dua and he wants dua لا tilawa, not recitation, then this person has not fallen in the prohibition. And the same when it comes to a person in janaba. وَلِهَذَا كَانُ الْجُنُبْ لَا يَقْرَأُ الْقُرْآنِ. If a person is in major impurity, whether it's sexual impurity or menses or nifas or something like that, they do not recite the Quran. But can they use dua and supplications from the Quran, such as رَبَّنَا لَا تُزِغْ قُلُوبَنَا بَعْدَ إِذْ هَدَيْتَنَا وَهَبْ لَنَا مِن لَدُنكَ رَحْمَةً إِنَّكَ أَنتَ الْوَهَّابُ? Can they say to Allah رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا لَا يُرِيدُ الْقِرَاءَة? He doesn't intend recitation. وإنما يريد الدعاء, he wants to make dua. فلا حرج عليه, and there is no harm in this. Therefore, if a person is praying behind the Imam, they do not say Ameen. Why? Because the Imam intends recitation, not dua. And the opposite is also true. So if the person is during the khutbah or during the qunut using supplications from the Quran, that is not tilawah anymore. Clearly, he is using ayats from the Quran for the purpose of dua. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us fiqh of the religion, that He accepts our supplication for us in the best possible manner. Wallahu a'lam. Sallallahu ala nabiyyina.